Hey everybody, Ryan here at etrailer. Today on our 2020 Acura MDX, we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat NV 2.0 platform style bike rack. Now right off the bat, there is going to be a few different combinations of this exact rack. So today we have the 2-bike version. If you need to carry more, there's also a 4-bike version available. And all of those are going to be available in 3 different colors. So today we have the gunmetal gray, but it's also available in a metallic black as well as a matte black finish. So whatever your favorite color is or whichever one matches your car the best, you have a few different options to choose from. So my first impressions of the rack on the back of the MDX is I think it looks awesome. It has a really modern appearance to it and just matches our Acura very nicely. When it comes to these Kuat racks, they're top notch as far as the quality of construction goes. You can tell they're very well built and should last you a long time. But with that being said, one of the biggest questions that we get asked all the time in regards to these platform style racks is if you're still going to be able to have access to the back of your SUV. This one does fold down even when we have our bikes loaded up, which is always nice. To do that, we'll just push on this lever, and then this can swing down. So while it's in this position, we can come around, open up the back of our MDX, get whatever gear we might need in and out of the back, and once we're finished up, it's just as easy. Close up our hatch, and then just flip the rack back into this position. This is going to do a great job of keeping our bike nice and secure too. Up front here, we're going to have a wheel hook. And here in the back, we're going to have a strap. So this will work out real well, especially for those of you that have carbon bikes or if you're concerned with any frame contact. So we're not going to have to worry about this with that setup. However, let's go ahead and pop our bike off so we can have a better look at the rack itself. So what you want to do is start here at the back. And to remove the strap, you'll just push down on that tab. That'll kind of release that pressure, and you can kind of fold that out of the way. This is also adjustable too, so you can kind of accommodate different size bikes. When you undo the wheel hook, you want to make sure you hold your bike, because once we undo this, nothing's going to be securing it, and you don't want it to tip over and hit your Acura. That being said though, you just push down on this button, can lift your hook up, swing it out of the way, and that gives us plenty of space to grab our bike and set it off to the side. Now when you're not using the rack, I do suggest just taking these wheel hooks and flipping them back into that stored position, just to clean up the look. What's pretty neat is each wheel tray at the end of it is going to have an integrated lock here, so you can keep your bike secure. That way when you stop by a gas station or maybe get a bite to eat before or after the trails, you not have to going to constantly peek outside and make sure no one took off with your bike. So gives you a little peace of mind there. Now with the rack in this position, it is going to take up a little bit of space back here behind your Acura. And to figure out exactly how much, we measure from the back bumper to the very edge of the rack. Looks like it's going to be right at about 32 inches. So something you definitely want to keep in mind whenever you pull into your garage or maybe even a tight parking spot. However, whenever you're not using the rack, you can flip it up into a stored position. So if you push down on that lever, you can swing it up, and that'll make it pretty compact. It brings it nice and close to the back of the Acura and really does a good job of freeing up some space. So I'll take that same measurement. Looks like the furthest point is going to be down here. So from the bumper to there, looks like it's going to be right at 14 inches. So with it like this, shouldn't give you any issues at all pulling into your garage or that tight spot. So there is one really neat feature that's integrated into this rack and I think could be extremely useful. And it gives us a little workstation more or less. So if you open this up, we can actually raise this up to our desired height, lock it down. If you turn this knob, this actually expands. So we're able to put our bike in here and secure it. And that gives us a great spot to be able to tinker on our bike and make any repairs if we need to, as opposed to flipping it over or trying to lean it against a tree, something like that. This gives us a great spot to work. So if we move down here, This rack, as well as the 4-bike versions, are only going to work with 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube openings. However, if you have a smaller 1.25" by 1.25" hitch, there's 2-bike versions available that have that smaller shank, so you'll be able to use those with the smaller 1.25" hitch. So really convenient. It is going to come included with a locking hitch pin. That way it will stay secure to your car. And if you move back at the very end here, we're going to have a knob. Now when you tighten this down, it acts as a stabilization device, eliminating any play or slop here in the connection point. And that's going to do a couple of things. It's going to keep the ride inside of your MDX nice and quiet like it should be, and provide your bikes with a little more of a smooth ride as well. So to kind of give you an example how that works, say if we're going down the road, hitting some bumps, you can see our rack is going to move with our Acura and not on its own. So at the end of the day, a rack you really can't go wrong with. From the appearance, functionality, down to how well it's built, I think it'll really work out well for you whenever you're hitting the trails with your MDX. And if you're anything like me, you always want to see the product in action. So let's go ahead and load this up, take it on the test course, and see how it performs. This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway. And that'll finish up our look at of the Kuat NV 2.0 platform style bike rack on our 2020 Acura MDX.